bad gameplay.
Sure, these issues are quite obvious. Anyone can see through Konami's BS, but we can never stop playing the game for some reason. I just want to point something out. Besides the gameplay and the fact that the game is turned into a casino slot machine, it's the way some of you are playing.
That's gross. That's a gross way to live.
Okay, I assume you know what you have gotten yourself into by clicking the video. This is not to criticize anyone, just pointing out my observations. I've actually been playing this game for 5 years now. And I can tell you, nothing pisses me off more than seeing some people not getting what they deserve. You're probably wondering who I'm talking about, but you'll soon understand, and this will make you question the kind of person you are because it's going to get really personal. I'll start by showcasing what I do not like in the new update.
He's picked his way through. He's got the shot away. And Baston. Camavinga. Beckham. There will be 1 minute added to. Chance.
Oh, not good.
He's got the shot away.
Fuck all this bullshit. What the fuck? Then check this out.
Stupid. I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
That's enough about the alleged fixed gameplay. Now, for the main reason this video exists. The amount of sheer will and strength that is required just to load up the game right now is paramount. It's not just toxicity by some opponents, but it's backed up by these two other pillars, which makes the game a hellscape to play. For some of us, it won't matter because you literally have to be one of these in order just to load up the game. Like most of you, who are even bigger freaks who are just a combination of all three. I think this is why we are all addicted to this game and can't seem to break from it. But hey, I'm not perfect, it's just an irreversible situation at this point. Don't get me wrong here. I still do play a few friendly matches with others who are also bound by the shackles of this clearly addictive game. And we all end up here. For those who can't relate yet, it's kind of like the feeling you get while scrolling through TikTok. Like you watch one video, and you're like, why did the last one feel so good? And then you watch another, and then another, and then another. But only in this instance, you constantly blow a fuse due to the immeasurable disappointment caused by inconsistent gameplay. Which brings me to the first pillar, ratty opponents. I'm referring to these opponents who can't go 2 seconds without spamming mechanics, be it passing or even making unnecessary clearances in their own half. They are the purest embodiment of stupidity. Like this guy. There is no reason to clear the ball here, but my underdeveloped rat brain tells me to clear the ball and hope for an easy goal. I can only say 2 things to you. First of all, of course, this is always going to happen in any online competitive game. I criticize the game for rewarding flawed mechanics, finding Konami's explanation for defenders' incompetence in certain situations unconvincing. This is a video game, and for some reason some people seem to forget that. Video games are meant to be played and have fun. So what's the point of being a huge c***? Yeah, ratty individuals are huge c***s. I'm just going to combine boring people and rats since they all have the same characteristics. They really go out of their way to annoy by doing this shit. Like what the f***? Or this. And even this. Or leaving when the match is about to start. Like seriously f***. Or after being equalized by a single goal. The game sometimes actually strips you of the win even after the opponent.
Anybody home?
And for anyone else, you should just know this, you're not a pro. And yes, I can actually say this now. And finally, to the last pillar, toxic people. And this is where it gets interesting. Why are people still doing this? Network tampering so that you don't score against them. Fucking stop that. But at least in this category of gamers, there is presence of a functioning brain in the way they play. Toxic behavior number 2, livery. I don't really need to explain this one so much. Just know you're guilty of it at some point. Toxic behavior number 3, which honestly has to be the worst level of toxicity on this list. Clearing the ball unnecessarily to avoid play, and possibly being equalized just because you cannot accept that there is actually a better player than you. I have a confession to make. I actually reflect on why Konami limited the number of unskippable celebrations in matches. Opponents would often use these celebrations to taunt, making the game frustrating. However, I admit to also taking advantage of this tactic, as it can be a way to psychologically affect an opponent and secure a win, which I see as part of the competitive strategy. Which reminds me, if you ever need to use psychological warfare to win, make sure you check this video out. I mean, if you get where I'm going with this. Something I ask myself every day: are we ever going to stop playing? Probably not. Thanks to the 3 pillars that I have pointed out, they've kind of sort of reinforced the game in our minds, and the damage is already done. But that's probably enough jerking off of this subject. I have a wild idea which will blow your mind, so hold on to something. They can add a microphone feature to the game. That's just my idea. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? At least this way you can call someone out on their and more or less, they get what they deserve. If the microphone is too much, just add a texting feature and filter the inappropriate words. That's the solution according to me. If you have other ideas, or you think that I've left any behaviors of this community out, tell me about it in the comments. But there are some behaviors we shouldn't consider toxic, like clearing the ball in the last 2 to 3 minutes of play with a single goal advantage. That's understandable for me.